Does the fact that you study billions of years of Earth's history give you some perspective for the importance of your time here now? You get 80 years, let's say, on average. What does it actually mean in the face of the billions of years that we're going to miss?
Well, I mean, I find it very consoling in some ways. I think I find that I like to feel part of this great story. I realize that my time is valuable. That it's I don't, obviously I would sort of like to know what happens later, but I also don't seek immortality. I seek trying to maximize my understanding of the world, I suppose. I think there are two ways that I find it. I find it consoling in the sense that I know that when I die, my molecules will go on to participate. My consciousness won't, I believe. But I suppose I feel that that this knowledge of that there will be recycling is itself consoling. I mean, I find that I feel that I'm part of sort of a great and long process, and I like that. But I also, 80 years compared to all of Earth's time is short, but compared to 10 minutes before dividing in a bacterium, it's long, and I think it's what we choose to do with it that matters. I mean, I feel the power of the many is something that has to do, that one can understand in terms of human actions. Each individual airplane flight or plastic cup or cement building, each one is negligible. It's the sum that matters. I think we have a severe problem. I don't know how we're going to solve it. I think there are solutions that can be imagined. I don't know if there are solutions that can be done. And I think what I have understood in this thinking about the history of the Earth is that what is happening now is unusually fast. There have been times in Earth history that have been warmer than now, and there have been times that have been far colder. There have been at least 2 episodes of snowball Earths, one around the time of the Great Oxidation, almost certainly because of the Great Oxidation, and one shortly before the first animals, around 600 million years ago. And one of those snowball Earths, there were 3 around the time of the first animals, and one of them lasted 50 million years. So, and in this time of snowball Earth, I mean, the average temperature was a bit like Antarctica today. I mean, it was just really cold. But there are still plenty of places for life forms. There's still hot springs and volcanoes and sediments of the sea, and there's plenty of places for life to be. But the planet was cold. The planet's been much colder. It's been much warmer. I think the thing that is frightening now is the rate of change, and that is going to be problematic for many life forms. It's going to be particularly problematic for us. It's going to change the way that crops grow, where they can grow, and it's going to, if we continue in the direction we're going, and there seems no reason to think we won't, then I think the human story is going to contain much suffering in the coming decades. I do think there are solutions one can think about. I do think that there are ways to imagine different paths. Let me put it more like that. I think solution suggests that there's a sort of fix. I don't think there's a fix. I think there will need to be quite a lot of there will be quite a lot of imagination and daring in order to take ourselves into a different direction. But I don't think it's impossible.
I asked you earlier, this is related. If you could go back and speak to Darwin and tell him one thing, what would you tell him about the world since his departure? If someone could come back and tell you one thing, okay, what would it be?
There's sort of it depends on from how far, from like 100 years, 150 years?
You pick your date. it's your curiosity that we're feeling.
I suppose I would like to know, did we manage to change course? That's what I would like to know. And because, it's true also, people say, well, extinction is part of evolution. It's true that things have gone extinct before. It's true there have been mass extinctions before. But after the end Permian extinction, it took it took more than 10 million years for diversity to recover. And 10 million years, it's an inconceivably large amount of time. To live in a biologically depauperate world, even if we could, for that long, it's terrible. Part of the wonder of the world is the diversity, and to squander it is it's appalling.
But I think that's why this conversation is important, because it's not obvious what impact biology has on our environment unless you think deeply about these questions, right? And so it's actually quite timely.
Oh, thank you.